Hello, darling heart. It's your GAPS coach, Emma here. I want to talk about plants and how many toxins are in them. And it was only when I discovered the toxins that were in some of the plants and started avoiding them like the plague that I started to really turn the corner on my healing, which I'd been, working on for years and years and years. And potatoes were my absolute favourite food. And it frightens people when you say, no, don't bother with potatoes at this stage of the game in your healing. Forget the nightshade family at this stage of the game. There's a big clue in that word, nightshade, the nightshade family. There's a plant called deadly nightshade that is a weed in the garden in the UK. My daughter ate a deadly nightshade leaf when she was about 1.5. She was a toddler, toddling around the garden, following me and tasting the salad leaves. It was a beautiful spiral garden we were in at this place we were woofing at in Spain, and I was plucking little leaves like rocket and she was copying me and she was behind me and I wasn't paying attention properly and she just plucked a leaf and ate it and it was deadly nightshade. She froze and stood there with her little knees shaking, and I was looking at her thinking, what's wrong with that baby? There's something going on here, and she sicked up the leaf, covered, and her body had wrapped it round with a mucus, a kind of bolus of mucus. It was quite peculiar. Anyway, I was absolutely amazed, and when I sort of opened up this little cocoon to find this deadly nightshade leaf in it. Deadly nightshade, right, so that's the same family as tobacco, actually, as the same family as tomatoes, same family as potatoes, aubergines, that's another one, peppers as well. I'm not saying we shouldn't eat any of those plants, but they are quite high in certain toxins, and when you're healing you need to avoid toxins. That's the rules. It's detox. The rules of healing are, there is no disease, there's only toxicity and deficiency. So we need to stop putting the toxins in at all costs and tackle the deficiencies, and we can do that with using the food as the medicine. So yeah, potatoes were my absolute favourite, and my mum used to bring me a bowl of mash potato with an egg on it and lots of butter and a cream when I was poorly, when I was in bed, when I was little, which seemed to be quite often, if I remember rightly, that I was in bed not very well. Anyway, potatoes, when I say goodbye to them, because I used to grow them as well, and they're a staple, aren't they, potatoes? They've become a staple in our society. And then when I said, right, I'm not going to grow them anymore and I'm not going to eat them anymore, my life took a turn for the better. And there are other things I can enjoy instead. And I do occasionally enjoy some roast potatoes, with a lovely roast dinner cooked in with plenty of fats, in goose fat or whatever. As long as we get those animal fats into us, we can mitigate the issue. But the issue with potatoes is oxalates. And oxalates are a naturally occurring plant toxin. And we need to watch out because oxalates are mineral robbers, and when we become mineral deficient, it's all downhill from there. So working on our mineral balance is hugely important, which is what I'm doing here with my morning mineral drink. It's got a bit of kvass in it, so it looks like a fizzy pink lemonade. Working on your mineral intake is hugely important. And avoiding those plant toxins for a while you're on the healing journey is going to help immensely. So you need to know which toxins are causing which issues. There are lectins, which interfere with your hormones because they're like sticky proteins that stick into the receptors in your cell membrane where your hormones would usually go. So lectins are high in tomatoes, so tomato skins and pips. So if you're going to eat tomatoes, take out the skins and the pips. It's worth it, Potatoes very high in oxalates. That's a mineral robber. Mineral deficiencies show up in a whole heap of ways, flaky nails or white flecks in your nails, a myriad of symptoms for mineral deficiency. Then there are phytates, which are in grains and lots of other seeds and things in plants, which are enzyme disruptors. So they muck about with your enzymes. So your body naturally produces pancreatic enzymes to digest your food. But if you're eating lots of foods that are high in phytates, that's going to interfere with your enzyme function. So then your enzymes won't work properly. And your enzymes are like catalysts that change one thing into another thing. Like that your body's a sort of alchemical factory, isn't it? It's quite remarkable, really. And we don't want to interfere with the natural processes of the body. And the foods that mostly don't interfere with the natural processes of the body and that actually nourish your body ultimately, and also the foods that need the least digestion, are foods that are prepared with traditional cooking methods and that are animal based. And so that's going to probably upset a lot of vegetarians and vegans. And I was kind of vegetarian-ish at one point, but I got so ill I just couldn't do it. And it's since I avoided certain plants and found an equivalent. I mean, we use lentils. I use lentils, red lentils, often fermented, to make little patties and fried, like an onion bhaji type thing, and also to make some cakes and things like that. Coconut flour I use to make baked goods. I don't feel deprived by not eating some of these plant materials, but what I do feel is energized and alive. And I really want to encourage anyone who's feeling less than perfect and a bit off par to get with the program. It's only £33 a month. You can come and join Timeless Cookery Club, ask all your questions in the support group, and watch the videos in the course portal to learn these cooking techniques and to identify which plants we need to watch out for, like spinach, for instance. Just don't bother. It's just not worth it. Spinach used to be seasonal, but it's not anymore. They've created this kind of perennial strain, and so you can get it all year round. It's a disaster, darling, frankly. Anyway, lots of love to you, darling hearts. See me at timelesscookery.com, and watch out for those dodgy plant toxins. They're scary, and when you actually get rid of them, it can make a world of difference. Anyway, wishing you lots of love and light so that your body works properly, so your brain can work properly, so you can make all the right decisions and get on with the work. When I say work, I mean, the passion. Get on with the things you love in your life, and enjoy. Live in joy. Okay. All right, lots of love. Bye.